Welcome back everyone to Data Science for Everyone. Today we're going to be talking about prototype-based inheritance in JavaScript. Let's get started. So the learning objectives for today is how to understand JavaScript's prototype chains and how they work. We'll use the Object.create implementation for prototype-based inheritance. Next, we'll be extending objects and share functionality across instances. We'll compare prototype-based inheritance with class-based inheritance, and we'll apply these concepts to models for reusability and business logic. Now, a quick discussion about prototype-based inheritance. So, the first thing that we really want to discuss is about why we want to dig into prototype-based inheritance. Well, this was the original use case before we started having ES6 classes. And so you're going to see a lot of older code that it's going to be using it. Even though modern JavaScript commonly does use the class syntax, all inheritance in JavaScript does work through prototypes. So this is all going to be what we're going to be covering deep down. Now, what prototype-based inheritance allows you to do is to create objects that serve as blueprints for other objects without the need for the classes. Now, this is especially useful for lightweight models where you want to reuse behavior without adding a full class structure. Now, we can start by explaining the prototype chain and how property and method lookups work. Then we're also going to talk about how to create prototype linked objects using our Object.create. And then we'll walk through some practical business examples like reusing employee roles, customer templates, and shared utility methods across departments. So what we're going to work on now is this prototype-based inheritance. So what exactly is it? So every time we use JavaScript objects, okay, it has this internal property called prototype. So if I actually go and open up one of my old examples that we had before. Let me actually close these out here. And so you can see I had these prototypes before, but if I had the employee, let me see if if it's still in the memory. No, it's not in the memory. Let me pull that example up really quickly. Okay, so I'll grab this Alice. Alice was a manager. So if you notice here, if I click on this manager, notice right here is the prototype, and that prototype was employee. That's all of this construction in here, and that's what we're going to be diving a little bit more deeper into. So notice that prototype here. In the previous video, we talked about the class structure, okay, but prototype was there in the background still. And this is how inheritance is going to work. If a property isn't found on the object itself, JavaScript looks up the prototype chain. So previously we'd make up a class, but now we can do this const employee return. So all of this looks very similar to just creating up an object or a function. So let's go on and run this example. So let's go on and open these up here. First, I need to actually fill this in real quick. So let's call this JavaScript prototypes, and let's do script. Sorry, I didn't have this made up earlier, but that's okay. It doesn't hurt to have these moments where to show you guys the full prospect of what we're doing here. So next up, let's go on and actually fill this out. So let's do const employee, and here we're making up an object. If you notice here, it's going to have the describe method. It's going to return here this dot name works in this dot department. Okay. Now const, we can make Alice, and she is going to be an Object.create of employee. And then Alice.name is equal to Alice and then Alice dot department is equal to, let's say, finance. If you notice already, the class is significantly cleaner than what we had before. So what? I'll actually make up a video after this one, and it'll talk more about different types of, like, it'll compare the two use cases. So let's do console dot. Whoops. We want in here Alice dot describe. Okay, and if we open this up, do Ben. I'll put this one, we'll write that. Couldn't be accessible. Did we not save this? Let's try that now. Let's check and see here. So let's double check that again. All right, there we go. Oh, A is not defined. So let's go back and let's see what our A is. Oh, we accidentally had an A in here. We'll save it. We'll go back. Let's refresh. And look, Alice works in finance. Okay, so we have in this example, let's go back to the example here. In this example, Alice here, okay, inherits describe, that's describe, from the employee object. Okay, so all of this is the employee object. Alice is going to be inheriting it. Okay, so Alice is grabbing it. And then we can add in this extra information, but all of that extra information is going to be pushed into our describe. So let's go on and create up a customer prototype. Okay, and this is going to be a reusable structure for customers in a loyalty program. So const prototype, and this is going to be upgrade, and if this dot tier is equal to a basic, this dot tier is equal to gold. All right, so const Bob is equal to object dot create, and he's going to be a customer. So Bob dot name is equal to Bob. Bob dot tier is equal to basic, and Bob dot upgrade is going to be, is going to upgrade Bob. Okay, so if it's basic, then here we're going to change this from basic to gold, and maybe let's change this from bronze. So they can, bronze, silver, gold. So he's going to move up 2 tiers in this instance, okay? So let's go on and log this. So Bob.name is now Bob.tier member. Okay, so let's run this and take a look this way. All right, Bob is now gold member, or gold member. Okay, so what's happening then is this pattern here is going to allow us to instantiate many objects with shared behavior without defining full classes. Now, let's add and share some methods dynamically. So I will comment this out. Go down to the bottom here, and we're going to adding shared methods dynamically. So we can attach methods directly to a prototype of a constructor function. So we're going to create up a product here, name, price. And notice here we are creating up a constructor function. Okay. So this dot name is equal to name. This dot price is equal to price. And then product dot prototype dot discount is equal to function rate. This dot price is equal to this dot price multiplied by 1 minus our rate. Okay. Then notice here how here we are using the prototype dot discount. Okay, to add that in. All right, so to share in those methods on the fly. Now the next is const widget is equal to a new product, and this is a widget. We want 100 of them, or the price is 100, and then let's do widget dot discount is going to be 0.2, so a 20% discount. And let's console log the widget dot price, and this should give us 80. All right, 80. Perfect. So all product instances now share the discount method without duplicating code in memory. Okay, so now we can also create up a prototype chain visualization for you. Okay, so let's actually do this. So let's do console log, and if I do object.get prototype of the widget, okay, this should give us something that looks like this, and it says product.prototype. And then if I do this again, if I do log here of object.get prototype of product.prototype, okay, this should say something like object.prototype. All right, so let's run those. So we can see from these just let me go back just a little bit here. So here you can see here that this particular widget should have a product.prototype, and here the object should be object.prototype. And we can kind of see this from when we look at the constructor. So the constructor of the widget here goes to the product, and here for the product.prototype here, we go to the constructor and we can see that it is the object, and you can kind of see how those follow through. So same here, you can see all of the objects, the prototypes, and again, it has this repeat structure here, so you can kind of see everything about how they are built up if you so choose. Now, let's go on and kind of finish up with a little bit of some review here. So when do we want to actually use these prototypes in business? So use cases. Shared utility methods. So why does prototypes work so well? Well, it's efficient memory use across many instances. It's a lightweight object modeling, and this is quick for flexible structure without full class setup. Then we can have extending third-party objects, and here we can add in business rules to external data models dynamically. So practice. If you guys want to practice this, create up a report template prototype with a generate method that prints a report header and then generates fields like title and author, and use the Object.create to create 2 custom reports from that template. Now let's do a summary. So what is the concept here? We have this Object.create, and the description here is it creates a new object linked to a prototype. We have prototype chain. This is how JavaScript finds inherited properties. We have a constructor.prototype where shares and shared methods are defined in functions. We have memory efficiency. This is shared methods are not copied per instance. And we have a use case, and again, great for reusable behavior in business models. So if you guys like this and you want more of this content, please comment, subscribe, and hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.